Hello everybody and welcome to this stream of Fallout 4, the Hoarder challenge. In this challenge I cannot remove any items from my inventory except where required by quests, which means that I can't use guns because that involves removing bullets from my inventory. I can't use aid items at all, so I have to eat through cannibalism and drink through water pumps. And I also can't use power armor because that consumes the fusion core. So also just to show off my current inventory, I got a flare gun at the end of the first step. This weapon I picked up from some raider to do more damage. This I picked up from somebody in front of Pikmin's Gallery, which actually turned out to not be very good after all. But you live and you learn. This I picked up in Vault 114 to get some more charisma. That was a quest reward. That is picked up to give me extra critical rate. That gives me more health. That I just started the game with. Same with that. That's also a quest reward. Same with this for Unlikely Valentine. As for aid, the Buff Out, Jet and Psycho are rewards for I think I've done Confidence Man. Jewel of the Commonwealth, the first step. Okay, I have not done Confidence Man apparently. So that would have actually been as a result of getting the mutated fern. And the mysterious serum I got at the end of the Cabot House, the first Cabot House quest. All these keys I just got. The bobbleheads and magazines is essentially the same thing. But especially notable is the San Francisco sunlights, which you pick up on the way to getting to this location. You pick it up in Kellogg's house just to continue the way that goes. And then the Turret Override program I got alongside this Total Hack magazine, which will be useful coming up further ahead. And then there's these book return tokens, which were obtained as a result of turning in the one overdue book that Daisy gives you, which you have to do to complete the quest. For junk items, there is this Boston Bugle that I accidentally picked up from Valentine's place. Nothing in the mod section, but also modifying weapons isn't permitted in the challenge because that consumes either mod items or the junk resources that makes the mod. And then for ammo, that was given at the end of Call to Arms, and that was given at the end of the first step. So all that's left is to kill that turret. Now I'm presuming I'm wearing the right... Yeah. So you might be about to see me die. Yeah. Maybe if I get the bleed in, that might work better. But like that one turret there is something that this character is going to have quite a lot of trouble with. And that's because that turret actually does an enormous amount of damage. And not only that, but I can't like melee attack it. In fact, I probably can't even... The only way that I reckon I could possibly get to a point where I can psychic blast the turret is through the wall here.
Possibly.
No, synth, you have not detected a contact. Whew. That was too close.
Intruder in Fort Hagen. Eliminating hostile. Stealth capabilities. Fascinating.
But I think if I'm gonna save, I'll want to put an hour in once I've gone through the door. But it seems like they followed me but couldn't actually get anywhere. Right, so let's go to here and then save. Now I don't know if 1 hour is enough to... Oh, it isn't. Okay. But at least we have a point where we have saved, and now if we get killed by something, it'll not take as long. Okay, that's at 3, so I should be able to walk past here without any problem. This here might... And I died. Probably didn't help that I was just a little bit dead. So I reckon the thing to do is to actually, even though it'll consume a lot of my available hunger satiation. Doing a full sleep will do two things for me. I'm still not hungry yet, which is good, but that's going to change soonish. So the first thing is that sleeping there fills up my health to the max, which is helpful for this, but it's not entirely necessary because I could have gone to the sink and then drank from it to do the same thing.
Sensor anomaly detected.
Ow. But that's the main guy to kill in there. The turret is something, but then there's a but then the next guy has a melee weapon. Boop. Okay. Accidentally dropped the lid to my drink. Right. Okay.
Movement detected. Curious. Is someone present?
Okay. Not quite there. The way to do this would be to actually... Hopefully this works. Then we run away!
Contact detected. Possibly.
Okay, so I do want to get into hidden.
Directive received. Kill. Destroy. Intruder gone.
So once that's done, the next few enemies should be fairly easy. Because I can get the drop on that synth there that... Oh yeah, easy. Like that. I didn't know he followed me that far. But yeah, as you see, he had a shock baton already. Well, I thought it was a possibility. I wasn't fully expecting him to pick up the, gun. That's a weapons workbench, which I can't use. Nothing there is usable. I suppose one thing that would be perfectly allowable in the challenge would be using a
Yeah, visit my old friend, the frozen TV dinner.
and also to avoid getting the items from that to weigh me down.
Cobbler.
I'll hit that and I'll stand back. Whoa, that shot far. Oops, still going. Sounds like that's the turret that's sort of spotted me and sort of has not spotted me. So it's right around the corner here. Right, so through there is a few more enemies, and then there's some beds right through there, which is conveniently right before there's some more brain melty turrets. But I'll just get through here so I can save that progress. I'll put an hour in just to, again, make sure that my hunger satiation slash like internal food supply, fat storage, or I suppose to minimize the rate at which I get hungry. But because I'm fairly low on health, I'll just sip on this to get my health back up to the maximum. And so because when I leave this sink, it still continues to give me the healing from it as I'm still drinking, which I think is caused by me buffering some of the inputs. About there should get up to maximum. Because now that I'm walked away, well, it didn't quite get to max, but after walking away, it rose by a few more points after physically leaving the device.
Sorry, your house has been a wreck for 200 years.
But it may all be moot if I get killed by the guys up ahead. With any foresight, I would have actually healed and then slept.
Never expected you to come knocking on my door. Gave you 50-50 odds of making it to Diamond City. After that, figured the Commonwealth would chew you up like jerky.
Hostile. Sensor reading detected.
Okay, still nearly at max.
Clearly needs adjustment.
Okay, that's one of them.
Utilizing stealth. Now interest detected.
Don't shoot me, please. But generally, I can get into hidden before that synth makes it all the way over here. And there we are. But the trouble here is going to be similar. Yeah, that's a regular synth. So the Strider. Yeah, you can take crits. Okay.
Contact detected. Possibly.
Fall back, fall back, fall back. If I can kill that last synth, then I'm basically aside from the need to eat, which will have me walking all the way back outside to eat that one settler there. Okay.
Sensor anomaly.
Perfect. Alright.
Look, you're pissed off. I get it. I do. But whatever you hope to accomplish in here,
And that's expert, so I can't actually turn off
away.
those turrets. Oh, it's another sea captain's hat. Also another mechanic's outfit. A baseball uniform. Oh yes, I've been thinking about this. Because a baseball uniform functions the same as a military... No, as an army fatigues. In that it gives strength and agility. So that's some extra weight, but the extra strength means that it's going to grant me 7 bonus rather than 3 less. So I'll put that on right now. Black rim glasses. That wouldn't be useful for bartering, but it would be useful. It's also only 0.1, but it would be useful if I ever needed to do a speech check. So, do I need to do any important speech checks after this? There aren't any main ones in the main quest. In the railroad missions, I can't think of any. Oh yeah, there's Sean. Right, yeah, so I should pick up this. And I've already looked through that. I can't unlock that or peek inside there. Okay, I'm tired again. A Vault-Tec lab coat. Curious. The Vault-Tec lab coat, we go to the transfer, it gives +6 +6% XP. But I'd almost never be in a situation where we'll need to have, well, although I do also suppose that I could use that to help with hacking Because when you hack a computer, the more ints you have, you get less password possibilities and you get more dud removal tokens. So that's probably also worth picking up. Whew. I would prefer that synth to come to me, because at least then I won't be killed by the other turrets while that synth is there. Because of the relative difficulty of those turrets, that's also a reasonable point to save. But this here is going to be very tough. Okay. That's basically the main way to take care of those things. That did alert the other synths, but so long as I there we go. As long as I hide away, they won't actually get close enough. Now I do need to not only save, but do a full sleep. Not so much for the health, because again I could have ran all the way to the sink and drank from it to refill my health. But I do very much need to have my head be not crippled, which is probably as much for your benefit as it is for mine. Oh, run away! Because if the screen is going all fuzzy all the time, that's not going to be very good for the viewing experience.
Excellent.
Okay. So that synth is over there. Shit! Nope! Whew, that was close. I'll hide in here, get into hidden, and then I'll probably sneak around here. Yeah, that'll do. And I think, yeah, I avoided getting a crippled limb. So that means I need to do 1 hour. though probably that wasn't as beneficial to only 1 hour. But let's see. Nope. Should have done more. Should have done full sleep. So I'll do that right now. Lethargy. Okay. Lethargy I'll just have to deal with, but having the Ravenous probably is not going to be doing very well for me. Or maybe it's fine. Okay. I'm surprised that worked. So because there's no enemies back here, what I can do is I'll head back to the sink and I'll drink from it, I'll eat the settler, and then I'll save. Eating the settler on its own is going to give me extra health, but that's because the health you get from eating that settler is finite relative to the vast amount of health that you can technically gain from endlessly drinking on the sink or sleeping. It'd be a lot better to firstly head up here to satiate the thirst. And while that might be just first level thirst, like being parched rather than fully well, not having the debuff in intelligence is going to be extremely useful. I suppose I could, while it's not practical to use the intelligence gear to get extra intelligence from random enemies, I could always switch directly to... Fuck. That wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to eat this person and then save in the other bed. Oh well. Okay. Oh yeah, that tripped. Because the other synth ran through it. In fact, I might even be able to save in the second set of beds. Because from the first set coming up, there's the area with the 3 turrets, then there's another room with beds, and then a canteen, food, eating area to the left. where you find the energy weapons bobblehead, and you like first lots of beds and then second one coming up. But when you go into there, it like spawns some more synths. But if you don't enter there at all, then you don't need to worry about that. Yeah, so I can save there. There's nothing here I can use, let alone. That's Calmex, Cycle, and Buff Outs. Okay. The password in here is not going to be useful to me. Quantum. Firstly, because there's nothing in that armory that's useful, but also I don't want to be standing in front of the.
You got guts and determination. It's admirable. You are in over your head in ways you possibly comprehend.
Oh shit! I think they're walking up. Maybe? Shit! I don't think I would have survived had I gone through to the end of killing that one synth. But also given that the first round of going through this area, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this. Oh, we also have weakness, but that's, I suppose, another thing that'll be making this not go very well for me. But if I can kill that one synth, and if the other synth is one that I can just wail on without, like in a single round of VATS, then that'll be doing very well for me. Okay. I have a plan. If that synth is just going to stand there, and the other synth is going to be on the ground, I might be able to kill them if I'm at full health. This will be a little iffy because I'm vastly running out of hunger supplies. Okay. Do one and then hopefully get a pop off a critical on that synth. Huh. That worked better than I thought. And this guy's freaking out. He's like, "Don't shoot me, I'm already dead. Please don't shoot me." I'm just a bit dead. Ah! Alright then. So were they these guys, or am I still facing more synths? No, that was these guys over here. Okay. All that's left are the turrets. And also Kellogg himself. But I'll just put 1 hour in here. Okay, I'm still wearing that. Though I also do suppose that it's probably a good idea to specifically get...
It's not too late. Stop.
Alright, bye. Nah, just kidding.
You have that option. Not a lot of people can say that.
Wow, that worked. How did I sneak... Okay. I thought that was going to be harder. I really did. Actually... Right, so I'm not thirsty. So having that will get my int up to 4. Why is it up to 4? I think I... Oh, because I must have got the bobblehead. In fact, because of the challenge, I can actually check. Yep, I got the bobblehead. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I still don't know if it's better to to go through and get these token removal, possibility removal tokens first or second. But that looks like all of those tokens. Now I'll write down the options and see where I can go from there. Faith, named, waste hands, posed daily, basin talks, raids, pulls, and farms. Okay. So there's 2 P words, 2 F words, and every other first letter appears only once. A appears a lot as a second letter. So I reckon I would be picking one of the F words. I appears quite a bit, T and H. So first off, I'll try faith. Likeness 1. If a F-A-I-T-H, so it's not waste. F-A-I-T-H, F-A-I-T-H, so it's not posed. F-A-I-T-H, so it's not daily. F-A-I-T-H, 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 so it's not raids. F-A-I-T-H, so it's not pools. F-A-I-T-H, so it's not farms. Okay. So all of these have the letter A in them. So that doesn't help me. All unique first, all unique third. So I'll say talks. Likeness 1. So that means I know it's not hands, because that's likeness 2. So it's either named or basin. Oh, that was another removal thingy. Huh.
Got it.
Interesting. Okay, turret override. Override. Okay, did that work? That seems to have worked. Okay. Turret's alive. I'm alive. They're all running around.
Okay, you made it. I'm just up ahead. My sins are standing down.
Lovely.
Let's talk.
Okay. One more hour. Still not all the way hungry.
And there she is. The most resilient woman in the Commonwealth.
Yes. So there's a few ways of doing this. I can try talking to him, but then that guy will shoot me. Can maybe get a sneak attack. Holy shit, that was one hit. I guess having strength would have helped, but that was a tough gun. Good thing I just saved. I do want to be... Well, I do want to be wearing that for the extra crit rate. Now there are hats that give you
And there she is.
hats that give you luck, but most of the time the endurance is better than the luck. Run away! Save me, turrets! But as you can see there, I got hit once by Kellogg. So if I go around to here, I might be able to see if he's hanging around. Because through here is the there's a synth. Did Kellogg get killed? No, but he is through there. That's a little bit weird. There we are. I'll still be... Whoa, that's a bit fuzzy. I'll still be crippled in the head, but... if I can lead... what? What are you doing? Maybe? Whew. I am surprised that worked. I'll do a full sleep to regain my health. From here on out, it doesn't matter if I... Also, I should have gotten the magazine. Where was it? No, it was this way. It was in the room right here. Here it is. And in time to pull out my Scoop Co. ice cream scoop. I'm gonna need the brain augmenter.
Tech. You were barely human.
And those are both weight 1, so it's not even worth picking them up as a trophy.
Is someone present?
Lovely. Okay.
Yes.
Robco fun. Though there's literally no reason to pick that up. Also, do tell me that I've both of them. I should only have... Yeah, that's Pitfall. So that means that I definitely only have... Well, only ever picked up the one Robco Fun. Ooh. Ah. No, I'm keeping my current leg. It being pocketed is very good for this character, but I'd prefer to have the little bit extra charisma. So the door's going to open. I'm going to save, eat Kellogg, and then leave. So 1 hour will do plenty. Eat his corpse. And then I'll head out. Now the green tech genetics thing is going to be harder, but on the other hand, I do have the benefit that essentially all the way up, all the enemies are food, rather than this case where there's only 2 food. So this is linked with all the turrets, but I think I'll sabotage.
Commonwealth.
In that case, I'll just turn them off.
Do not interfere.
I was expecting the sabotage to make them explode.
Our intentions are peaceful.
Oh, that works.
Good of steel.
Okay. Now it doesn't help at all to destroy these for the items, but the XP is not something to shake a stick at. Wow, that's not doing much damage. But it's doing some, that's the main thing. I can squeeze out a little bit of XP out of these. Actually, that weapon will go there, that weapon will go there. I reckon, I mean that'll just blow it up anyway, but if I'm like this, it doesn't sneak attack, but maybe if I do it like this, the bleed, yeah, okay. So that's an easy quest to do. I could also, for a little bit more XP, just head up to the Pridwin. Although no, I haven't even done fire support. So it also occurs to me, that's a blowfly. That's a rad stag doe. I would rather be near the Radstag. Because at least they have a tendency to not kill players. And then here we can run. But another thing that occurs to me to be a goodish idea for the character is to do the same as I do for a lot of other challenges and swim all the way to Spectacle Island and back to pick up the luck bobblehead. But the thing is that luck isn't as useful. Well, it is because I picked up the thing and used crits when I need to, but I suppose what I meant to say is that it's not probably not useful enough to warrant such a long swim. Oh, it's these guys.
Just need to get to Bunker Hill. After that, you'll never see me. I promise.
Bye. Yeah, so another thing that's somewhat confusing with how I'm thinking about the way this is going. For one thing, I can send Codsworth. You can go to the castle because he's somewhat tough and he'll do very well in that defend the castle quest. So I'll do full 7 hours. And then hopefully by the time that I enter Diamond City and talk to the guy, but hopefully by then I'll be okay. Brain. Hopefully by the time I reach there, I'll still have the well-rested perk, which does actually last a fair while, but still preferable to not lose it, so I can get as much XP from this as I can. I should also remember to put on the intelligence gear, those Brotherhood guys. That's lovely. Okay, so I should have like 2 int plus the 2 int from the clothing plus the 3 1/3 int that you get as an XP bonus from Well Rested. Now Well Rested doesn't actually give you... What was that? Yeah, Well Rested doesn't give you an actual bonus to your int. It just gives you a bonus to your XP gathering rates, but you can still sort of convert that boost in XP to a boost in int, so long as you remember that the well-rested perk doesn't benefit you in areas that int otherwise does, such as in hacking. Okay.
Nikki, I'm just asking for your opinion. It'd be a great quote.
She's my client, Piper. Why don't you learn not to snoop on a woman's private affairs?
Well, well, speak of the devil.
You're back. And not with your son. What happened?
Oh, it's too late.
I didn't make it into
The Institute.
But let's match through the dialogue before I lose the well-rested.
Where the... Hell?
and like that would have had access.
Yeah, but I'm guessing...
Sure.
He's in hell.
In hell. Where he belongs.
So, murderer and the kidnapper gets his brains blown out by an Huh. Be a great end.
So,
Gets his...
You're talking.
Look, there's a place... If anyone could get...
I hope you're right.
Let's see.
Jesus, Nick.
I know it's...
I'm gonna need a really sharp ice cream scoop.
I'm sure you'll...
Whether we're riding the...
I have to go to the...
I shall go alone.
There on my...
All right. Don't worry.
Well, you two are out. I'm gonna do some more research. I'll be at the public.
Okay. So that got me... Yeah, that's all the items I was wearing. That got me to level 15. Where I can get one more level up of charisma. Now the next thing in the main quest line is Dangerous Minds, where I, after having ripped out a piece of Kellogg's brain, I then take that brain to Dr. Omari and we sift through the little connections in the brain and go through it that way. Although I am not going to be able to get as much XP out of that quest as I would from Unions, because I don't think, I can't recall any beds. Well, I guess there's one somewhere deep in... deep in Park Street Station, in the area where I first rescued Nick. There's like a first area and second area. The first area just has a sleeping bag, but the second area has a like workroom, something like that. And in that workroom there's a proper bed that you can sleep in. Okay, that was the unmistakable blast of a suicider. So in reality, if a mini nuke went off, I don't think you would see a blast if there were buildings in the way, or if you were like... or if anything there was a no, you wouldn't see a blast if there were buildings in the way or if you were looking away. Also, that's an idea. At some point it would be good to get through but this might be a little tough. So I reckon it might actually be a good idea to head through here. To do a full save. Now there's probably nobody that's returned. These guys... Oh, apparently I didn't eat them. And there's nobody in here. So if you pass a speech check over there in order to get Skinny Malone to let you just straight up leave without a fight, those two triggermen actually stay there. Until such a time as you return and kill them. If you return and kill them, that is. But saving in that bed was something that I decided to do just in case I get killed on the way to Good Neighbor, like running past where those super mutants are and the ghouls and all that stuff. And then I decided if I was going to save in there, I may as well go a little bit further and save in the full bed just to also have the well-rested effect. Now, nobody's following. Alright. So it's one more level until I can probably end up heading back to Overland Station. So probably Sanctuary is the better option. Did I turn in the quest? Oh, I can do that too.
You bet.
Hi.
How'd it go at the library?
Yes.
I managed to fight my way through the library. Up.
Whoops.
Oh, and
Give
I
me
dropped
that sweet
book of
int.
yours. Hey, Daisy.
Finish that job yet? Boston?
Yes, once again, I have cleared that area.
I know it was. Here's your money.
Lovely. 300, 400, nearly 500. That's actually quite decent. And I'll keep wearing that because there's no reason not to. If I had a sprinter's leg, I would have changed over to wearing that sprinter's leg so I could be a little bit quicker in this upcoming area, but as is right now, it's fine.
Mr. Valentine.
So while they're going along, I'll head over here, talk to this person.
Dr. Amari?
Yes? I take it this isn't a social
We need your help, Doctor.
I know it.
Are you two putting aside the fact that you're
Well, I have this ice cream scoop here, so that proves that I already
The corpse
defiled the corpse.
Dead.
fine?
Here's what.
What's this? That's the hippo. I'm not surprised.
Go on, Doctor.
Mr. That
Don't worry about
Hey, I appreciate this, Nick.
You can thank.
whenever you're ready, Mr. Valentine. Just sit down.
So he sits down.
Like an old grizzled mercenary.
There's nothing here worth picking up because it's all
Let's see here.
junk items and stuff. In fact, the only items
Valentine. Any
aside from quest items actually worth picking up
feeling any different?
A lot of flashes. Static. I
are
can't make sense of any of it. No.
clothing
That's what I was
and melee weapons. That's
The
about it.
impressions.
Anything else isn't actually
The
very...
Institute has one last failsafe. There's a lock on the memories in the implant.
You're kidding me!
More problems?
It's not like any. Just let me reload both you. He'll act as a hook.
Nick and I are gonna share them.
Yeah, that's-
Let's do it.
Just sit down over.
Okay.
See you on the other side.
Nick, we've been over this before. If you're going to do something dangerous, you never say that you'll see them on the other side.
Initiating brainwave migration between the transplant and the host. Mnemonic activity coming from the transplant. It's degenerated, but it's there. We're going to load you into the strongest memories we can find. You must not feel stable. Just hold on. Can you hear me? Ah, good. The simulation appears to be working, although the memories are quite fragmentary. I'll try to step you through the intact memories and hope we find one that gives us some clue to the Institute's location.
Oh my god, I just thought of something.
This is the earliest intact.
Imagine if in some... like in Fallout 5 or something, you find out that some group has taken Kellogg's body, like taken what was left of his brain minus the chunk that you scoop out. And then from then on, that character now has a permanent fear of ice cream scoops.
Intact memory.
How did you think this was going to end, Kellogg?
Like then Kellogg in Fallout 5
Memory to try. I connected.
is like at some party and there's ice cream being prepared, and then the guy is getting some ice cream, he's holding the scoop, he's like, Kellogg, you want some ice cream? And then Kellogg's like, ah, it's an ice cream scoop, no, run away, it's an ice cream scoop, no!
Mr. Kellogg, I'm glad you decided. Getting warmer. One of these has got to tell us something. We're running out of brain here. There's one that looks mostly intact. Connecting now.
Cryogenic stasis. Suspended.
I found another intact memory. Whenever you're ready.
Or like there's like a prequel to this
Your son?
where it details his fear of ice cream, like
Very recent memory.
like he has premonitions about ice cream scoops. I'm decently close to level 16.
Kellogg,
Now,
it's okay. One of these days you're gonna get your head blown off.
before I go through the glowing sea,
Exposure to civilians is a priority. Forget I said anything.
I do want to obviously obtain a red suit so that I can
One of our
get through without the radiation killing me.
left
Um,
as in
and without buying one,
gone rogue.
Name's Dr. Brian.
The only way that I
He's
can
hiding somewhere in the
get
Green
one
City. Here's his file.
without too much hassle is going to be doing, what was it?
Some heads are gonna roll for this. Capture and return, or just elimination?
Elimination. He was working on a highly classified program.
No kidding. One of the top bioscience boys? Damn. So, I guess you're taking the kid back with you.
Affirmative. Your only mission is to locate and eliminate Virgil.
You're taking me home to my father?
Yes. Stand next to me and hold still.
Okay.
So yeah, the way that the quest works is like you talk to them, you intercept the deal nearby Backstreet Apparel,
X6
and then you
ready to relay with Sean.
Bye, Mr. Kellogg. I hope I see you again soon.
and then Trish
Bye.
sends you to a
Teleportation.
the actual drug den
Now it all makes
in Worley Fish Packing.
entrance to the institute because there is no entrance.
And normally the chems that you get from the quest
As soon as you're ready.
is very important because that's a lot of chems, and it's basically enough to last you through the whole game. And if you're doing a challenge where for whatever reason,
I don't know what kind of side effect.
also, do I still have the well rested? I don't have weakness, which is awesome. But well rested I do have. So
You might
that's
have had. No one's ever done this before. How do you feel?
I'm okay.
That's good. Are you?
We got what we need.
Yes.
That scientist.
You're right. Where did the map?
Sure. We need to find.
If you're going to go
Right.
I'll find a way.
Find a way to.
Good luck. By the way, I unplugged.
Right, so I'm not quite at the point. Yeah, not quite at the point where I can do old guns. I'm also definitely not at the point where I can do the glowing sea. Although I can maybe get the required XP from. Yeah, so I'll uncheck that. I could probably complete that quest by going to here. Maybe. Like it points me here. So first thing is going to be saving in this place, Bobby's place. And just 1 hour will do because I don't need to be well rested. I can just, all I need is the autosave. But the next place to go is Diamond City. Save it at Kellogg's place, and then also it's a good thing that just appears to be a lightning storm. Well, I hope it's just a lightning storm. Alright. So next up is Diamond City. Probably not the smartest thing to do to try to go through and attack everyone in the Hoover's comics. Because that just strikes me as being just a general bad time. Right, Swan appears, yeah, he's definitely way asleep. Now, when it comes to this, it might normally, if you need the chems, the smart thing to do is to leave, what's his name? Leave Pembroke out of the heist, so that it's just you and the main bartendery guy. Because otherwise, like the main bartendery guy never requests a cut from you. He just leaves after the quest. But if you take Pembroke with you, then you have to do the like you have to either share half the chems with him, which as this character it doesn't even matter, because this character won't be taking any of the chems, because that's just 24 weight of stuff that I can't consume. So that's not going to happen. But also, there's a speech check involved if he comes with you. Just put in 7 hours. Yeah, there's a speech check where he comes with you, and then you like it's a speech check to split it 70-30 in your favour. And so he just says, alright, give me 500 caps and then you can deal with all of the chems on your own. Oh, it's this way.
Hey, you see that big blimp?
Here we are. Colonial Tap House.
Come on, Darcy, let's go.
Take it easy. I don't think she wants to leave just yet.
Hey, this is between me and my wife. Why don't you mind your own damn business for once?
So he gets beat up and then he leaves in a few moments. Actually leaving here, mate, actually does speed up this whole thing. He leaves right now.
Hey, you there.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
You were in the tap.
You and the bartender got in a fight.
Nice of you to call it.
Sure.
I'm supposed to pretend it until he decides.
Sounds like a...
You don't know the half. I'm going to go back. You saw?
Alright, so if you want to do that, I'm gonna put on all my charisma stuff. Be all charismy. You're charismatic.
You're gonna have to make it worth my while.
Well, okay. I can only pay you 8.
And I'll do it alone.
This'll work better if I talk to Cook by myself.
I don't think so. Cook might try and talk. Let's get this
Huh.
over with.
Interesting. Paul, where are you going?
I just have to close up.
We need to talk.
Jesus, Paul. What now?
It's time for you to shut up and listen, Cook.
What the hell is this? And what are you doing here? Don't tell me he's hired you to help lean on me.
That's right. You should listen to him.
You're making a mistake. Well, I'm listening.
Just this. You leave Darcy alone, starting now, or else.
Now that is a very bad idea. You don't want to pull a gun on me unless you intend to use it.
But you think I won't use it? Huh? Do I just need to kill you? Is that what you're saying?
Calm down.
Put the guns away before this gets out of hand.
Wait. I can make this right, Paul.
Keep talking.
Look, I'll stay away from Darcy.
Your word? What's your fucking...
I'll make it up to you and I. If you were
well, what do you think?
Sounds good.
Sounds like a win-win.
Damn right. Here's the deal. I have...
Right.
One of them is helping Nelson.
And we are going to...
Holy shit, Cook does not...
What do you think? So where was it? Me and Nel. My plan is simple.
Let's do this.
I'm in. Let's do this.
What do you say, Paul?
Good? Hardly. But I don't mind you helping me get rich.
Lovely. So they all start off with all that stuff that they do. They're going to run down to the area. The Bobrov brothers are apparently looking for me. That's lovely. So I'll do another save. Actually, no, I don't need to save. It wasn't that much. Plus, I'll primarily be hanging back and watching these two get themselves killed. Oh, and I think I got the run glitch as well. Alright, so they'll be following with me and then they'll be heading over to a particular spot nearby to Hangman's Alley, somewhere between Hangman's Alley and the actual drug deal location. But the thing to do is to actually have them go forward and attack as many of those people in the drug deal as possible before they get killed. That way there's as few people as possible to get me killed. So they'll be coming any moment now. While I wait, let's see if there's any goodies, which there is not. Ah, there they come. Okay.
Here we are. The meet is just ahead. There's always 4. You should be able to work. I'll wait for the shoot. Remember.
You first.
You first. I'll back you up.
Okay, but don't leave me hanging. Even I might have trouble taking them all out by myself.
Where's other guy? I think other guy vanished.
This one's mine.
Looks like none of them got killed. In fact, none of them even got damaged. Oh, now they're attacking the raiders. Oh, yes. So one of them are down from the raiders. Or at least I would presume they were attacked by the raiders. The residence key. Yeah, none of that stuff is very... Although the trilby hat... That gives charisma, doesn't it? Yeah. I'll take that with me because that, as I say, gives me the charisma. To be all charismatic. And that's Trish. Okay, so Latimer is the one who got killed. Gotcha. Now, I can't think of any nearby beds short of running all the way up to, say, Hangman's Alley or... Okay, so Hangman's Alley would be very close. Like it's right there. The only problem with that is I don't actually have the settlement. So if I get all this stuff ready. So I have the baseball uniform giving me strength. It gives me luck, that's the endurance. If I can find if I can find clothing that gives me straight up endurance. So the question is how that would go versus having versus having armor. Like the endurance really helps with the laser turrets because they basically go through your armor entirely.
Can't remember the last time I had clean fingernails.
For a moment I thought Sturgis was there. Oh, shit. Walk on the steps, please. Okay, so now that I've saved here. Now that I've saved there, I can be just a tiny bit more, a tiny bit more open with my attacks, and I can maybe also use tanking the damage from those enemies as a possible strategy. So another possible idea would be, because one of them already got downed by the raiders outside of Backstreet Apparel, potentially if I were to lead them over to, say, over here, to that guy or something like that, maybe that would help. But let's see. They're all still just standing there. If I go behind them, I can maybe check out what they did to this area. Oh, that was Paul Pembroke. Okay. So, why are there no... Wait a second. Oh, because they wanted me to take over Sunshine Tidings. Right, okay, so likely what happened is they attacked Pembroke and then aggroed these guys, attacked them, and then because I slept, everything here did despawned. That's probably the only explanation that I have for this. Might work. Nope, run away! I wish to live! Why you follow me over here? No! Got a tradery person over here. Hello. I'm just hiding. Don't mind me. Okay. So we just have the triggermen left. Well, if they're going to go that way, I'm going to head through here. Oh shit. I appear to be between a rock and a hard place. So I'm going to stay over here. Is this trader going to save me? Oh, it's a mattress I can sleep in. That's even better. They'll attack the... Yeah, they'll attack the super mutants, but then the super mutants will kill them. Hopefully not us. This trader is just sitting here as though nothing is happening. Oh, legendary.
No blood to spill today.
Please be able to save. If I can save, I can take on... Oh. So that's weakness, but... I'll be fine. Okay, hopefully I can get a drop on the super mutant. Welp. What does that even do? Refills AP on a crit. Not very useful. So I'm not even going to save after doing that. If I get killed, well, I can eat these guys to recover my health, but if I get killed, there's no reason to attack that guy again. There's another raider. Okay. If that had been any melee weapon, it would have actually been good. Like, potentially not good enough to replace my current weapon. Can't even get a sneak attack off of them. Potentially lure these guys to the DC people. Or the other way around. The unfortunate thing is that there's no nearby handy death claws to use for that purpose. Oh shit, I just destroyed his head.
What, you clowns afraid of your own shadows now? Wait, the hell?
This way. I've got a present for you, if you follow me. This way.
Huh. Guess it was nothing after all. The hell?
This way.
Alright, very funny. Get back to work.
This might be just what the doctor ordered. Or not. I could maybe try to attack them up front.
Beat on.
Nope. I'm gonna get randomly killed, aren't I? Maybe not, but... that's one way to get them to follow you. There we are. But I can use this bed in here to my advantage. And I can only do 5 hours, which will give me some of my health, but... to max? No, to... nearly there. That's okay. if I can drag away... Yeah, so he's still there. There's 2 of those guys left. I move his eye far away such that they can't see me if I eat it. Blah, 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 blah. Taking chunks out of the eye that are bigger than the eye itself. That's how you do this stuff.
Thought I saw.
Quit jerking me around. Come out. There ain't nothing here. What was that?
I go behind here.
Lights out.
Nope. Bye. Like, fine, they're not going to get that close.
Yeah, run and don't come back.
It actually works very well in my favour. I can sneak on this guy. Get a drop. Yes. Nice. Okay. 1 dude left. Just gotta save before getting a drop on him. And then we're golden. Now he's going to follow me into this area, but yeah, and I can save. Despite being in caution, I can still auto-save. Right. Okay, nearly there. You did see something. There we are, okay. Right, now I want to save one last time because a speech check is going to make the next area a whole lot easier. So what I want to do is inventory, apparel, suit, and the hat. And that's how I can get the...
Don't move.
Get the
You don't have to.
speech checks.
Give me a reason.
I'll tell Morosky. And
Go on.
where do you think these kids? But you'll never.
Tell me what you know first.
Well, okay. The lab is in the old Forley fish.
Let's hear about all the security.
The place is overrun with...
I assume
More to
there's...
it?
You assume the real security is... You never even know the...
Okay.
So how do I get in without hitting all the tripwires?
With the password. Which... So...
Yes.
I promise.
Alright. Password is Applejack. There. Now you've got it. I hope you can live with it.
Yes. But just be sure that you don't end up deathing me up. Actually, she's really low on health. Huh. And apparently... Oh yeah, because all the triggermen in the 114 volt area were edible normally as well. But now that that's done, next place I want to get to is the castle. And there's also all this stuff here, but that's not so useful to me. So the next place to go is to swim to the castle. Although actually, I have another idea. And this idea will help me it'll help with building the thing at the castle, and I can just go there and finish the quest. So I suppose I could also acquire some locations to get the level I need. But the idea is to get enough levels to get to level 16 where I can get local leader 1 and then send a supply line. Although, is there anybody here? 6. I feel like I probably couldn't supply line. No, I feel like I probably couldn't set the Minutemen to be a supply line. Probably not a thing I could do. But if I'm looking to squeeze out as much XP as I can, I probably want to be doing stuff like this. And where can I... Alright then. So there's a location here, and then behind me there's another location. But that was enough anyway. So that goes into local leader 1. so getting that, ow, that'll let me send both people at Oberlin Station to Sanctuary and to the other place. So actually I'm probably better off saving before I do that, so I can work out what the optimal way of doing this is without having to run too far, and preferably being able to keep the two sellers here. Because if I can do that, then I can have them so what I can do, send you to Sanctuary Hills. No, I said I was going to save first. I nearly didn't, but then I did. Okay. 1 hour is all I need. And then here we are. To the castle. No, Sanctuary Hills. So let's see if I have enough resources . No. Maybe Sunshine Tidings.
It sounds like the Minutemen are back in action.
Castle.
Yeah?
10 Pines Bluff.
You may not be happy
Nordhagen Beach.
to have them back, but I am.
Red Rocket. Okay, so it appears right, so how would I get if I supply line you to the Sanctuary Hills, I'd have 3 more gears. And it looks like none of them are coming from here. What about Red Rockets? 0. 0. 0. Okay. So you can go to Sanctuary Hills and then you can go to the castle. And I'll just call that that one there. I'll call that good. Then I can go back up to Sanctuary and continue building and working on that area there. But there are 11 potatoes at least. If I make it to, I want to put on the regular stuff first. But if I make it Sanctuary, I can maybe complete the quest for Sturgis and have him then... So actually that's... Yeah, that's an early quest that I did, or attempted. But now that there's food in some of these places, I could, for example, send a supply line to 10 Pines Bluff, which lets me it lets me build a no, 10 Pines Bluff basically just gets me extra food supply because the settlers there's 2 and they're growing like 5 to 10 units of food. So without doing anything, they have enough supplies to take care of a few other settlers. I probably ought to have also checked if I could I've already gone past where the raider is, or was. I don't see anybody in that house. It's Dreth. I think that's one of the traders. But either way, they're fine. So there's a raider. And there's Simone, who I apparently can't get her head exploded by. Oh, let's sneak a bit over here. This is basically, that's like a random event spot, and it's fairly likely that you'll come across some very tough enemies there. Alright. I could probably also send a supply line here. Trouble is, I don't have many people I can use for those supply lines. I definitely can't build a Ooh. Yeah, that's just steel. Don't think anything here has any gears in it. In fact, when I oh, there's one. resources. Alright, I can't build food here because this place isn't supply lined. Alright, now anything here with gears? And that's springs. There's no gears to be had here. Or there. Okay. So there's only the single gear. But there should be plenty of them in Sanctuary. There might even be enough regardless to build a yeah, so 3 more gears. If I can find them in the settlement, we're golden. Now there's one in here. Well, 2 actually. Even better than I thought. Where else? So we're looking for items like fishing rods. Adjustable wrenches have them, but I don't think there's any in here. Mysterious vanishing thingy. Suppose some of the junk items in here might have it. That's oil, so I might as well grab that. Oh, I know. There's a toolbox over here. Toolboxes might have adjustable wrenches or... Apparently that one didn't, but they tend to. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There we go. That should get me up to where I need. And Sturgis was in here all along.
Now, this place is starting to feel like home. Now the trouble is, what we need is...
Okay.
I'm on it.
Ah, thanks.
Now I think... Did I already get the defenses? No, I gotta still build them. Okay. That's definitely not worth building. So I'll stick with the guard posts. Now where's Mama Murphy? Because I think she's the only person that I can't send to different settlements. Although I guess I could... So you can do that, and then I'll command you over onto this. Just so that he completes his thing.
Thanks for doing that. Well, I'll sleep better at night knowing it's been a long road.
I was glad to help.
Well, I appreciate it. Of course, you know your windows.
So that's a quest. Now you gotta send you to the castle. It cranks the defense down to 0, but I would prefer to have him specifically be at the castle than for this place to be a little bit more defended. Oh, this might be an area with stuff. If I haven't already scrapped it. That's just a regular wrench. Ah, yes. So now I can build one of these. Okay. You are unassigned. So you can... Yeah, he can go to Overland Station. When he's there, I'll supply line him to 10 Pines Bluff. They'll get some extra food for some of the other settlements to make them a bit happier. What about you? So I can command this person so we can still have some defense. Okay. Right. Now power. That. So there's no crystal anywhere. That appears to be a general gist of the situation at hand. And that means that it's probably not going to be a thing to be able to build any like thingies. What's it called? Any that's a bandana. Milk bottle. Maybe in this house. But it's quite unlikely to have to get crystal in any settlement. And to my knowledge, the only settlement that you can actually get crystal in, guaranteed, is Kingsport Lighthouse all the way to the north. Yes, there's none there. That's a suit. And none in there. Okay. So at the very least, I can build the thingy. However, what I cannot do is get settlers into any arbitrary settlements. Now also in the network there's only 6 Yeah, only 6 food going across a bunch of settlements. So maybe...
Let me know if there's anything I can do to lighten the load. Or, you know, if you need anything proofread.
Oh.
Maybe constantly trying to kill us, but the Commonwealth never lacks safety.
Yeah, that's enough crystal there, right there. So that's a red stag doe. I'm guessing Piper can't be a supplier. Oh, she can. Oh. Right, yeah, so now I can build one of these if I want to. Okay. Perfect. I also want some cloth and some steel for that settlement. So I'll scrap a few things in here. Like that's a good amount of steel. And so the steel will help me build beds. Yeah, and also 8 gears, we only needed like 6. But just in case, right, so just in the off chance that somehow you building a, if I stand for a sec to stretch my legs, on the off chance that building the generator or the radio tower uses some resource needed to build the artillery piece. That's the whole purpose of doing all this, running backwards and forwards. What I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the castle, build the artillery piece, and then okay, nothing through that way. Nothing through that. His raid is going in that direction, so I'll go around. Yeah, so next port of call is going to be okay. I suppose I could go into there, kill all the red roaches, get the Ushanka hat, and have that be a thing that happened, but that would be probably actually quite reasonable. Okay, so there's one. There's your Ushanka hats. Now I can just run away because it takes time to kill them and they don't really give all that much XP. Okay. Don't see anything, which is good. Those are Grey Garden, the Grey Gardening people. The Grey Gardeners, I guess you could say. Now, can I cannot. Or can I? Come on. You're right on the edge. Just jump. There we are. Okay. So ultimately the place where I would be putting the tower would be here. Simply because this is the most central location in the... Or I suppose the most central location that I can easily acquire. So Yunlong is here on his own. You can supply a line to 10 Pines Bluff. And there's probably more food to be had if I send him to be a supply line than if I have him just be there, I guess, doing the foodie thing. Oh boy. Also, I wonder if it's faster to swim than it is to run. And where's the... Oh, over there, okay. Like, I think if you get the magazine that boosts swim speed by like double. Actually, I may as well eat, because at the castle it's an area where you can't really do that. Because the Minutemen don't really like it if you eat their friends. Ugh. But also, now that I have all the resources to finish off old guns, the next thing to do... Wait, do I still have the... Yeah, okay. So if I build a bed, I have to be sure to not consume that Boston Bugle. Or rather, anything with cloth in it. Like before building something with cloth, I've got to be sure that I don't destroy the bugle. Now, if it's impossible to build things like beds at settlements without destroying that one Boston Bugle, the thing I'd probably do is drop it build the thing, pick it back up. That'll probably be the way to do it, to make sure that I'm sticking to the rules as much as possible. Although, on the second thought, oh my, I'm very yawny. Yeah, so on second thought, I guess the more challenge run sort of thingy to do would be also, I think if I just appear here, that turns into the quest. Maybe. Like if I go right to this point.
This area is off limits to civilians. I order you to...
Sure. I was hoping to track down...
Well, you found us.
I can see coming here was a mistake.
You got that right. Now why don't you turn around?
Huh. Very well. Regardless, this here is our destination anyway. Maybe if you select the option, maybe I'll join. Maybe that completes the quest, but I have once actually, yeah, so in my first playthrough, because it was a playthrough where I was completing the game without any restrictions, what I'd do is I'd play on camera, and then I would also play off camera, like not doing quests, but doing like settlement building and just acquiring resources. I do that stuff off camera in that playthrough, and I by chance happened across some Brotherhood of Steel dudes in the like ruined building beside Corvega, and when I saw them, for whatever reason, it decided to complete the quest Reveal, which was interesting. Regardless, now that we're actually here, let's build the thingy. There we are. You can go to that, and you can go to this. Okay.
What's going on?
I have to admit, Ron.
Oh, we used to... All right, let's get going.
So apparently it was just...
I fear so much history.
Yeah, so apparently it was still showing as go through the castle armory because because somehow I never finished that dialogue. But let's see if it's possible to only acquire one smoke grenade. Yes, it is. Okay. Excellent. Because we only need one.
Looks like you've got everything we need. Gosh darn, it's good to... Now, here's the thing about the big guns. They can't fire at anything too close, but their range is impressive. That's what the smoke grenades are for. Toss one of those at the bad guys. If we have artillery in range, we'll confirm over the radio and target our fire on your smoke. But first, we better do a test fire. Make sure we're hitting what we're aiming at. You see that little building over there? We'll use that for our aiming point. Keep your radio on and tuned to radio freedom so we can confirm we're ready.
Okay. So because throwing this one smoke grenade is an important, not just important, but like compulsory for completing this quest. As for the rules of the challenge, it's fine. So she's turning her thing around, and kaboom. So I'll put that on while I'm here. That way when the quest is turned in I can squeeze out a little more XP. Do I still have well rested? Stats, perks. I do not. So before turning in the quest, gotta sleep. Yeah, so now it's like, talk to Preston Garvey.
What's up?
But I'll put in 7 hours first.
Hey.
Do that, and then Preston is up here, I think, next to Cosworth, which is lovely.
Learn history lest it repeat itself.
I wish more.
Hey there.
I've got to hand it to you, General. You really... I never thought I'd see... We should see... And Ronnie...
Yes.
She's the only one left who
I'd heard stories. The fact that... I'll let you... In the meantime, make sure to...
Lovely. And he walks away. Okay. And Dogmeat's here. Right. So I'll put that on, that and that. Nothing else needed. And next place to go is going to be 4-leaf fish packing. So with 4-leaf fish packing, actually now that I'm here, I can probably head back into the tunnels. Oh, it's 3 this way. Yeah, probably head into the tunnels. And if nobody's in there, I can eat the old general and consume his knowledge. I mean, remove the hunger. Which I assume that you can pre-eat if you're if you're there basically. So that's the destination. Right. So it's through this way a bit more. So even though the chems of the heist thing are completely useless for this character, it's going to be very, very useful. Oh, there's, I think, also a dude in here. Yeah, a raider. So while I'm working on this area, if I get attacked, that's the location to go, but if I get hungry, then I can head up here. Oh. Nobody else seems to be hanging around. That guy's up there where I can't really get to him very easily. I'm detected, but okay. So actually, I wonder when they detect but don't become hostile. I wonder if that's because, like lore-wise, I wonder if that's because they Nope. Bye. Okay. So that ghoul can't get to me. But if that's the only ghoul, then I can get to him. Oh, legendary feral ghoul reaver. Holy shit. You know in Star Wars when Obi-Wan says that he has a bad feeling about this? I have a bad feeling about this. Bye! Ooh. Can't quite jump onto this ship. Although there's like an access way anyway. So I suppose this works. Nobody over here. What's the time in game? 10 PM. Okay, so plenty of time. That's the legendary Reaver. Is there a bed on this boat? Because if there is, there's going to be absolutely sublime. Absolutely, completely, ultimately sublime. So there's none up here. None on the edge over here. What about the bottom? No, just crates. Okay. Oh wait, I don't know, I'm pretty sure there was a bed in that boat. Oh, there was another boat around here with a bed. Okay. Ghouls, not nearby. But this boat, oh yes. Okay, with that, we will be doing pretty well. And I think that's going to be an enormous factor. What in the hell? How did that guy get damaged? Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna pick that up. That's enhanced is going to make this weapon more usable. That's 3 roamers. Okay. I want to do 2 and then 3. No, 3 and then 4. Okay. Are they following? If they're not following, excellent. And since they didn't follow, excellent. Alright, nobody's over here. The safe is meaningless. Where I see only one more roamer right over there. There we are. Okay. Caps. Core. I think there's a bed in one of these rooms. Yeah, mattress right there. And I have a dark craving, but there's a way to deal with that. And it's called being a humanitarian. Okay, so we jump up there, down to here. The dude is actually at the top. Okay. So we've just saved, we've just eaten, we are about as good as it gets with regards to going into this area. So we'll open the door. Oh, I must have aggroed these guys. In fact, these must have been the guys, like the additional guys that followed me to over there, like the giant swarm of ghouls.
How'd you get in? What the?
Come on. Okay. Right. So before we leave, aside from the biggest thing that I came here for, being the hazmat suit, anything else? I don't think so. Okay. So I'll pick up the hazmat suit. And nothing else. And that's all I need. Those 3 weights is what I needed to come all this way for. Although it's not really all this way because this wasn't that much out of the way. But it's still interesting how in some challenges in some challenges you have to go and find certain things or do certain stuff to do very well. Well, not do very well, but to do the challenge at all, I could say. Oh shit. That was totally not the first time I fell for that, I think, in this one. Like in any other run, getting hit by that radiation is fine because you can just heal your radiation and then you're fine. But as this character, because I can't use Right Away or Mutant Hound Meat or Mysterious Serum, I can't remove my rads with items. I can't use radiation archers because I can't build those without the DLC. I can't use a doctor because that costs money and that involves having money removed from my inventory. So the end result is that until I can get Solar Powered 2 at level 27, which I'm probably close to 60% there. But once I've done that, Yeah, well, once I've gone to that level, only then am I able to heal radiation. Or I guess only then am I able to heal radiation, aside from two places that I know for certain will heal radiation, but they're both end game. And these locations are Mass Fusion and the Institute. Because I'm doing the Minutemen ending, I'm not going to be going to Mass Fusion at all. And because I'm because I'm doing Minutemen ending, I don't even visit Mass Fusion at all until the very, very, very end of the game, after I've killed every single enemy and there's no enemies left to kill. Only then do I go to Mass Fusion, and you don't even visit the area with the radiation arch. You could, but there's no reason to. Alternatively, there's the Institute itself, which in the case of also, do I have any? I just remember I'm at level 17. Yes, I've got one life giver, but level 17 goes into Lone Wanderer 2. That'll boost my carry weight to 225. Also, just to, definitely have the hazmat suit. I didn't do a brain fart and somehow think I picked it up and didn't. So before heading to the final stepping off point for the glowing sea, I'm going to head back to Overland Station and do a little bit of settlement building. With a basic goal of essentially building beds and all that stuff. Beds, the radio beacon. Okay, first things first. Wow. How? What? But I actually want to build so that's gears. This doesn't use gears. So I should be able to do both. I'll build this over here. I'll build this down here, I suppose. And that just ensures that the wire doesn't clip through these stitches. But now that that's here, there'll be people coming here, and apparently that magically fixed the water pump. Okay. That's extremely weird. Right, prefabs. Large shack. Yes, I can build a large shack. So how many concrete foundations? 15. Yeah, just to make sure that there's not going to be any clipping issues, I'll build everything into like a concrete foundation. So I'll scrap all these. I'll leave this one fence here because that'll keep that lantern there. Scrapping it causes the lantern to float. I don't know if it still does, but better safe than sorry. That's a settler already becoming food. Okay. So I'll build a 9x9. Seven. Shit. No clip there. Okay. And then that'll just make sure that it's actually goes into the ground rather than weirdly floating. There we go, okay. I'll scrap those steps. I'll put this in here. So all these are going that way except for it's facing that way. Okay. That goes all the way to the ground. Wood walls. Okay. This is probably my first time actually doing serious building in a challenge run, but I'm just essentially only building something quick and dirty. So that these guys will have beds and stuff and won't become like they won't abandon the settlements or anything like that. Okay. Cell of the Bugle. So the next thing to build is actually the beds, but I'll save first parasites. That's fine. So I'll save first, and then I'll see if I can build the beds without having the bugle be destroyed from my inventory and from the world itself. Woo! Yeah, this is probably fine. I don't yet see... Nope. Yep, still there. And still there. Okay. Perfect. Now I guess that would potentially lead to issues with Signal Inceptor, but that should be fine. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. I'll actually move this. Yeah, I'll move this down here. I'll move this to the roof. Hello? Okay. Wall conduit. That'll let me power lights. Okay. I'll build that as a temporary thing. I'll build this over here. So I'll build a floor conduit. Head over there. Put it. Okay, how does that do? All of them are lit. Okay. And that can stay dark. Especially because I can't build any pylons or conduits, so that will definitely stay dark. Okay. Last thing to do is to build some water pumps. Which I don't have the resources to do anyway, so fuck it. Let's not build water pumps, let's just leave them there as they are. So I'll do 7 hours. And the last thing to do for the stream is going to be, now that I have everything, so now that I have this save, the next thing to do is to head over to about here, because that's Somerville Place. Now what am I wearing right now? Yeah, regular clothing. Okay. So the thing to do is head over to what's detecting me? I know that's a random event area where you can get like guarding Mr. Gutsies and that sort of stuff. Well, not guarding, but like curfew enforcing, I guess. Oh, that looks like a raider area. Nope, I'm gonna run. You see, farmer, I'm not gonna help, I'm gonna run. Have fun with that. I'm gonna run away as fast as I can. I'm gonna zoom and zoom. I'm gonna zoom some more. It's like, oh no, that guy ran away. He's still running. What's he doing? No. Oh. Okay. That's the Coast Guard area. I do not want to get too close. That there is a broadcasting facility. So that should be a safe place. Yeah, there's like a little ramp into the ocean there. In fact, apparently if you go into the boat in there, there's a key to the lockup right in there. But it isn't actually worth it to take on that area as this character. There's frag mines about, but I have learnt the ways of the ninja. How far away can I get? Not at all. Okay.
You can have a look around, but stay out of my stuff.
As you wish. You have fun. I'll just continue on. Okay. So once I'm at Somerville Place, the strategy is going to depend on basically some different things that can take place. So firstly, when I sleep there, it's possible that I'll end up ravenous, in which case it's going to be a very, very good idea to a very good idea to... Oh, I don't want to go near that. That is a sentry bot. Over there somewhere is a raider. Is that it? Yeah, that's the statue where the raider is. Okay. So I got kind of close. This is the location. That's the where I guessed. Okay.
Ain't got any handout, if that's what you want.
Don't much care for good neighbor. Place will be nothing but trouble.
Sure. So yeah, I could end up ravenous right after sleeping. I did not. So, yeah, so basically, I'm going to call this a stream for today because I've done quite a bit and I would prefer to not try to go through the glowing sea after doing all this, because as this sort of character, the glowing sea is more of a cliff than anything else. But first thing I do in the next stream is like put this on and then run all the way through. Hope that I survive, I guess. And if I can get to Virgil and I can get back, because right now I have, I'll fill up my health just so I can do the maths. No, where's my calculator? There it is, okay. Right, so I have 212 of 270. My rads is currently consuming 70 minus 12 divided by 270. 21% of my health is radiation. Now, for a while there's not going to be any, actually for a very long while there's not going to be any turrets that I would have to take on by myself. The only ones I can think of are the ones in Genetic Genetics, of which there's a few. Most of them can be turned off. In fact, probably all of them can be turned off. And those that can't can be outran. But basically, if I make it through the glowing sea and the radiation I get is like more than getting it down to 50% remaining, like 50% is a good position to be with regards to with regards to being a point where it goes from like continuing this as normal all the way into I am now trying to get to level 27 as fast as humanly possible before doing anything else. But as of right now, this is going to be the end of the episode. Anything more about strategies, about how I'm going to handle the radiation is going to come into play in the next stream on Thursday. And let's see if there's anybody to host. No, I'll just call it there.